Step 3 entails the completion of the process model. So here we need to do two things. We need to add exception handlers on the basis of the principle that exceptions are the rule, and we need to specify all electronic data objects that will allow the BPMS to automatically hand over work from one task, so from one resource, onto the other. So, as far as exceptions are concerned, we have already discussed that there are two types of exceptions, technology-related and business ones. Technology-related exceptions could be a network outage, a data validation error, or a system crash, or a service unavailability. Business-related exceptions could be an out-of-stock item, an order cancellation by the customer, or a product that has been discontinued. So the idea, again, is to add all these exception handlers in an incremental way, because we will soon figure out that each process is pretty much subjected to a large number of exceptions. Coming back to our example, the order-to-cash business process, first of all, we need to take a decision after checking stock availability. The items may be in stock or may not be in stock. However, we see that an electronic data object is actually missing to record the information about stock availability at the end of activity check stock availability. This would be the data object that is missing in this model. So we need to explicitly represent this, because this will serve to instruct the specification of the various process variables that are required by the BPMS to hand over control from one task onto the other. So here, in order to decide whether we need to confirm or reject the order, we need to have some process variable that stores this information about stock availability. Means that this information needs to be produced and recorded by activity check stock availability. In terms of technology-related exceptions, we see that here, in this example, we interact with two external systems, an ERP that performs the checking of the stock availability, and an orders database as far as the archival of the order is concerned. So clearly, a technology-related exception could be that either system is unavailable. So hence, we could specify this with an intermediate catching error event attached to the border of each of these service tasks. So if the ERP or the database is unresponsive, then we can notify the delay to the customer and repeat this activity. As far as the business exceptions are concerned, a couple of options for these examples are: one events a process to handle the status inquiry. So the customer may actually send an inquiry about the status of the order handling process, in which case we need to handle this inquiry without interrupting the whole process. And then secondly, the customer may send an order cancellation, in which case we need to determine the cancellation penalty through a script task and then handle the cancellation of the order, which we could do through an external service.